Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'll pray a prayer of thankfulness for you, for all you do for us. All right, we'll wait on our cue and we'll get started. All right, good morning. This is the Tuesday, May the 6th, 2025 Administrative Session of the Georgia Public Service Commission. Turning our attention first to the utility consent agenda. Would any commissioner like any item on the consent agenda held or moved to the regular agenda? Hearing of no such request, all in favor of approving the items on the consent agenda, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The consent agenda passes unanimously. Moving on to the regular agenda, does any commissioner wish for any item to be held? All right, hearing none, we'll go ahead and get started with R1.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Item R1 is docket number 3783, generic hearings to establish rules and regulations relating to providers of alternative operative services. Consideration of staff recommendation to rescind November 14th, 1988 order and cancel the remaining active AOS certificates. This doesn't require any changes to the Commission's rules, just rescission of the order to basically get rid of the Commission's jurisdiction in AOS.
You heard any questions? All right, you've heard staff's recommendation on R1. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? R1 passes unanimously. Thank you, Chris. R2.
This is docket number 56198, notice of proposed rulemaking to amend chapter 515-16 of the Georgia Public Service Commission rules, consideration of issuance of NOPR. This is largely a housekeeping matter for chapter 51516, the transportation rule. The only matters that are still within commission's regulated jurisdiction is rail condemnations. That would be unaffected. We're just cleaning up areas that the commission no longer has any jurisdiction.
All right, any questions? Okay, you've heard staff's recommendation on R2. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? R2 passes unanimously. R3.
R3 is docket number 56199, notice of proposed rulemaking to repeal Commission Rule 515-12-1-.31, payphone service providers. Staff is recommending the issuance of an NOPR to remove jurisdiction over regulating payphones. This doesn't include any areas that are currently active, like prison payphones. But for other payphones that there's no longer any active certificates, we're recommending a rule change.
Long time coming, huh? Any questions on R3? Okay, you've heard staff's recommendation on R3. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? R3 passes unanimously. Thank you, Chris. R4.
Good morning. Item R4 is docket number 56172, Georgia Power Company's 2025 rate case, consideration of staff's order or staff proposed order setting the scope and budget for specialized testimony and assistance. In accordance with OCGA 46-2-33A, the proposed order establishes that the cost for reasonably necessary specialized testimony shall be charged to Georgia Power, and that cost for this docket shall not exceed $885,293 per year. Staff recommends approval of the proposed order.
Any questions? All right. You've heard staff's recommendation on R4. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? R4 passes unanimously. Thank you, Ben. R5. Morning, John.
Good morning. Item R5 is docket number 45084. This is Georgia Power Company's CARES 2023 utility scale RFP, consideration of proposed revisions to the pro forma PPAs. This was a previously held item, and staff recommends approval of the revised CARES utility scale pro forma PPAs. Thank you.
Any questions? All right, you've heard staff's recommendation on R5. All in favor of approving R5, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, R5 passes unanimously. John, thank y'all for all the work on this. I know y'all worked on this for a long, long time. Okay, was there any other matter to be taken up on the utility agenda? Okay, we will move on to the administrative affairs agenda. We have a consent agenda for administrative affairs. Does any commissioner wish to hold any item or move it from the consent agenda to the regular agenda? If not, all in favor of approving the administrative affairs consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Administrative affairs consent agenda passes unanimously. Is there any other business to be taken up today? If not, we are adjourned. Thank y'all.